That's all the applause we're getting.
That's it.
That's it.
That was for sync, young man.
We've peaked.
That was... Oh, good night, everybody. No, hey, hello. I'm Chris.
I'm Matt.
And you're listening to the first ever, and possibly last ever,
Definitely last ever.
Big Damn Cast.
It's so big.
Yes, it's so big we can barely fit it in our... I'm going to leave that open
that's
for you
our
to decide.
tagline.
Yeah.
The Big Damn Cast. It's so big.
We can barely fit
No,
it.
it's so big.
We're opening ourselves up there.
No!
So we decided...
God damn it.
We talking about pointless shite online and on streams and everything. Why not compartmentalize it into a weekly, fingers crossed, podcast for you guys to check out and download and whatnot? Yeah, well, we'll try our best. Yeah. So let's just charge ahead. But as a quickie, for those who don't know who the hell we are humans. We were born on the planet Earth. We both are roughly and anatomically correct.
Yeah.
And we basically waste time talking about meaningless shite.
Pretty much. So we thought, why not record it? Because people seem to enjoy that nowadays.
Yeah.
We're pop culture icons.
Yeah.
We know about pop culture and icons.
And pop.
And pop.
And culture.
And culture.
And cons.
And that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about pop culture and stuff.
So let's charge right in. First off, leaked Spidey photos.
Yay! They look so good.
When you're going to stop that, I was well confused.
No, I'm not going to stop. Just going to keep going, yay, in my head all day. Because they look great.
We'll do it out loud so we can hear it.
Yay!
But, so hold off your yay. Hold off your yay, sir. Hold off your yay. What are we talking about? Spider-Man Homecoming. Spidey's first motion picture as part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Spidey's first motion picture.
Yeah,
The first Spider-Man film.
No, how dare you? There was one before. Nicholas Hammond and Spider-Man versus the Triads, whatever it was called. I can't remember. Spider-Man and the Dragon something.
The Spider-Man's motion picture debut.
Yes. Well, may as well be. At least this side of the 2010s. Yeah, Spider-Man is back, and he's played by Tom Holland, because Brits do it better, you know what I'm saying?
Tom Holland's great.
I'll say Brits do it better, but okay. Let's see how many Brits playing Americans actually do it right. Charlie Cox.
Yes.
Christian Bale, for the most part.
Oh, yeah.
Tom Holland.
Yes.
That's bad. And Henry Cavill when he's given a chance to actually say things.
Andrew Garfield's British.
Yes, he is. And he wasn't bad.
He wasn't bad.
He was a good Spider-Man. His Peter Parker didn't make sense.
Well, to be fair, a lot of...
This is how nerds are today. What? Incredibly cool and rather sexy.
They're so cool!
I'm not sure that's the sort of outcast Peter Parker should be.
To be fair, you go back to those original 60s Spider-Man comics and, like, Peter is cool and he has lots of friends. And he's all... And
after a while, he hits his stride, though, doesn't he?
Well, you've got stuff like Liz Allen asking him out. It's like, come to the thing with us, Peter. He's like, no, I have to do sciencey stuff. But really, he's got to do Spider-Man stuff because he's really Spider-Man, but no one knows he's Spider-Man because he's got a secret identity. And Liz Allen's
Wait, are you telling me the Spider-Man
Spider-Man
is Peter Parker?
Peter Parker is Spider-Man.
Holy balls.
So you got Liz Allen being like, no, he won't come out with me, but I'm so pretty. And Peter's just like, but I want to go out with Liz Allen, but I can't because I'm Spider-Man.
And then Glory Grant's like, hey, Peter, do you want to go out with me?
Betty Brant.
Oh,
Glory
both
Grant.
of them. Glory Grant got a chance. Do you not know Glory Grant?
Who the hell is Glory Grant?
Glory Grant is I think she was an employee of the Bugle as well, actually.
I think you're making Glory Grant up.
Glory Grant is totally real.
That's
Have I just opened your eyes to a Spider-Man character
No,
you were
you
not
just
previously
put different
aware of?
consonants at the start of Betty Brant.
No, I swear to you, I'm Googling her
Glory
right now.
Grant is not a
We're
thing.
not sponsored by
If Glory Grant is a thing at the Bugle, I'm going to eat my hat.
Really?
And I've got lots of...
Pick a hat.
I don't...
Pick a damn hat,
I want
sir.
a hand. I'll have to do
And
it after
say
the
hello
podcast.
to Glory Grant.
Glory Grant? What the
Glory
hell?
Grant, more commonly known as Glory Grant, is a Marvel Comics supporting character of Spider-Man. She's introduced in Spider-Man 140. Is a neighbour of Peter Parker. Peter helps to secure a position as J. Jonah Jameson's secretary at the Daily Bugle, replacing Betty Brant.
You are seriously telling me that J. Jonah Jameson hired someone called Glory Grant to replace someone called Betty Brant?
Wait, are you telling me J. Jonah Jameson wouldn't do that? Because he totally would. It'd be like, I don't have to learn a new name. I just have to learn the first bit.
have to learn a new consonant.
Glory Grant and she and Peter were a thing very briefly as well. Yeah, true story. I had when I was growing up, and I've still got it. I had a guide to Spider-Man that was released in like 2002, like you know the
DK ones.
Yeah, it's a DK book. And there is a page on Peter's loves, which I always thought was a bit creepy.
A page? That's not enough.
It's like a 2-page spread, but like big. It's
Peter Parker's a lady
It's
killer.
like every DK book. It's big pictures and then lots of little paragraphs.
Yeah.
But it was all these ladies, there's fine ladies.
And it's out of date by the time it's published.
Yeah, well, it was pretty up to date. It went up to just before the 2002 movie. And then they released a new version of it after the 2002 movie with 3 extra pages about the 2002 movie. But it was up to date enough to have a page about Ultimate Spider-Man, which is quite cool. But it had it's like here's Gwen Stacy and Liz Allen and Betty Brant and Glory Grant and Mary Jane Watson and Felicia Hardy. And it was like, oh, okay, fair enough.
Glory Grant.
Glory Grant is a thing. Choose a hat, sir.
Oh, no.
Might I suggest a snapback? That way you sort of wheedle it in like a banana.
No, I like my snapbacks. I wear them all the time.
Oh.
But yeah, Spider-Man Homecoming. It looks great.
Featuring Glory Grant. Played by Donald Glover.
Not confirmed. Glory Grant confirmed. Spider-Man Homecoming 2017.
Well, there's a new character in it. There's a character called Jessica or Emily or something like that. Who's like a new love interest.
It's got a huge cast. Everyone's in it. Everyone in the world is in Spider-Man Homecoming.
It's got a big damn cast.
And every person who gets cast, a news site goes, "Is this Miles Morales?" Ah!
It's like, what, the 65-year-old woman?
She's clearly playing Miles Morales.
I love Miles Morales, but let's have a couple Peter Parker stories before we even think about Miles. Let's do that.
We got a few people. There was quite an upswell of support for when the new Spider-Man was announced. It was like, let's make it Miles Morales. And I would love to see a Miles Morales movie, but
it would kind of suck to not at least have Peter be in the MCU.
It's not that it wouldn't. It's not that it would suck to not have Peter. It's just that I don't see how you would make Miles' story work without Peter's sacrifice.
Yeah, Miles has to be. Miles basically takes on the mantle.
Yeah.
So it would be weird to just completely rewrite. I remember seeing on news site at one point when all that was going on, but someone said, "Well, why not just tell the same story as Peter, but just make it Miles Morales?" And I'm like, because the dynamics are different, and Miles deserves to have his story told. Yeah. Not to just piggyback onto someone else's.
Yeah, I think Miles is more heroic for the fact that he jumps into the fray that killed a teenager.
Peter Parker,
when he's younger than Peter was when Peter started.
It makes it so satisfying when he finally goes toe to toe with Norman as well. Because it's like, this is the guy who killed Peter Parker, and Miles Morales is like, oh hell no. Miles Morales, 2 years younger than Peter was when he started. Yeah. Is like, I'm going to fight this guy because it's the right thing to do.
Yeah, I
love Miles Morales.
I think it'd be easier for Miles to just go, no, I'm not going to do that, knowing that it killed Peter, but then to go double on it, sort of.
Double down.
To go harder.
Double down in Goblin Town.
Double down in Goblin Town.
To go back to the suit, I'm salivating. Because the thing is, I've always wanted Spidey to look like Spidey to me.
And which he did in the Sam Raimi costumes looked really good.
But they looked sort of slick, I think was the problem.
The second Amazing Spider-Man costume I thought looked brilliant.
It looked really good. I thought that was my favourite costume until I saw Civil War.
I think it probably was my favourite costume. It was just a terrible movie.
Yes.
The Civil War costume I like. I'm not in love with it. It's a lot better than the costume for the recently announced game.
Yeah.
Which is the weird, massive white spider on the front of it.
You know, someone pointed something out about that, actually. They took pictures of the 3 aspects that they show off in the trailer. Yeah. The lenses, his eyepiece. Yeah. Does the shrinking thing, but it does it in a way that is less comic book expression, more Civil War Stark tech.
War shutter, yeah.
So they've put in an element of Civil War. When it comes to the front spider, it's the Sam Raimi spider blown up. Yeah. So it's a movie spider. And when it comes to the back one, it's the Mark Webb spider. So they've basically gone, here's all the things you like. Kind of. Enjoy. But they've made a massive in white. I hate that just because I like the fact Spidey can be a hero of the daylight and the nighttime and work. But at the nighttime, he ain't going to be doing much creeping around if you can see a massive white spider creeping about.
Do you think they're going with the all-new, all-different sort of illuminated spider?
Nah. Nah, because he's still like They said he's going to be an older Spidey, which I don't think we've had since Shattered Dimensions, a video game Spidey, where it's like, here's 20-something Spidey who's been established for years. But if that's the case, unless he's in Horizon Labs or something like that, I don't see why they'd go with a tech suit.
Well, one interesting thing I've heard, I can't remember where I had the source for it now, but was that the new Marvel games, of which Spider-Man PS4 is the first announced, are going to be in their own universe.
I'd be down
not
with
a version of the 616, they're not the MCU, but a new universe.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be down
All
with
of
that.
their
Well, it's
own.
sort of like the Arkhamverse in the
Yeah.
in that if you wanted to, it's basically like the comic books, but there'll be a few narrative tweaks to suit the story here and there.
I imagine they'll make it sort of like a greatest hits universe, like the Arkhamverse is, you know?
I do love the Arkhamverse.
It's like the best bits of the animated series with the best bits of the comics with terrible character designs. So yeah, it looks like
we're talking about the Arkhamverse.
It looks like they got but you might as well be talking about the new Spider-Man game.
Yeah.
So although no, don't bring don't bring any part of any Spider-Man and no, actually bring some of
Spectacular Spider-Man, yes,
into their game, but not any of Ultimate Spider-Man, and definitely not any of the 90s series. Sorry, nostalgia, it has not aged well. We'll probably talk more about that in a future episode, because god damn it bears repeating.
It is dreadful. The 90s Spider-Man cartoon is a piece of shit.
Don't let nostalgia get the better of you, although 90s X-Men is still pretty great.
Yes, until season 5 when they switch animation houses and it just looks like somebody's doodled it all on a napkin.
Yeah, well, we'll
done it like a flip book.
I'm sure we'll talk about that.
So, Spidey in real life...
Back to the Spider-Man suit.
Spidey in real life is looking sweet. And we were saying before,
really
we were trying to figure out what, like, all the extra bits in the costume, the black armbands and the web belt and all the sort of the New 52 armor lines on the blue. and I was saying before, like, if you just coloured his suit in black, it's like Hawkeye or Black Widow. You know, it's that kind of suit. It looks like a Stark Tech shield kind of uniform.
It's definitely that kind of
It just happens to be blue and red.
I apologise for this, Christopher. I'm just going to adjust this microphone.
Oh, I love it. Go for it.
There we go.
Oh.
I'm sorry if that felt horrible on your ear holes, but
hey,
we'll work out the setup as we go along. Don't worry.
Yeah. I mean, we may eventually just switch to ASMR. Oh, hello. Hello, I'm behind you. I'm not, I'm in your head.
Stop it, you're in my brain.
Oh, no, it tickles me. Just like Spider Sense tingles. I'm a fan. Although what I do love about this, if you want to see these photos, just type in Google Looper Spider-Man Homecoming and you'll find it.
Yeah.
Photos of Peter Parker.
On Looper.
Tom Holland looking awesome, in mask and out of mask. It's a cloth mask. Like, it doesn't seem to have the jawline structure that all the previous ones have.
Yeah.
Because there he is with it in his mouth, like, adjusting his backpack. And then the next photo, it's on his head, and it looks like
you can see his little mouth underneath it.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Spider-Man,
It's
not that
good.
one. But my favourite photo is the one where he's basically adjusting himself.
Yeah, that's wonderful. It's
the amount of attitude in the photo is hilarious.
I would just make that the poster. Just like, this is a 15-year-old boy in a Spider-Man costume adjusting himself.
His tackle.
Because that's what you have to do when you no underwear unless you're wearing a dance belt. And let's face it, why would Peter Parker wear a dance belt?
Because he's
torturous.
Fabulous.
They are torture devices. It's like I've worn a dance belt, and now I know why women don't like wearing thongs. If you do like wearing thongs, fair enough. Whatever.
Just to clarify, you wore this dance belt for theatrical reasons.
Yeah, I wore it for
not
ballet.
Just voluntarily.
I wore it for dance. I didn't just wear it for fun. But what I'm wondering, looking at the costume, is why was it so CGI in Civil War? Because it looks great in these photos.
I wonder if it was because have they confirmed how much CGI was used on it in Civil War, or is it a case of just like lighting or the textures?
I don't know. It looks.
This is brighter. This is certainly brighter.
When I first saw the Civil War trailer, I was like, "Oh, that looks really cool." And then I saw the movie. I was like, "That looks CGI." I don't know why. And it's clearly not. There's clearly a practical costume because the shot when his mask comes off, he's wearing a practical costume. But then all the stuff where he's wearing sandals in that picture. That's amazing. He's wearing little flip flops over his Spider-Man booties. Sorry, but yeah, then you see it in action, and it looks there's some CGI-ness going on. So I don't know what the deal with that was.
Maybe it's just to fit in with the aesthetic of the film. Like, just tonally, the costume maybe looks a little too bright and out of place. Because even Ant-Man, Ant-Man looked like a little gritty. Even in a scene where he blows up to insane sizes.
And Paul Rudd's eyes.
Oh, that is the best moment of Civil War. The best performance in Civil War is that 2-second shot of Paul Rudd's eyes after his plan works. It's just the amount of emotions he goes through. Like, my God, I'm still alive.
So
my God, it worked. Oh my God, I'm holding War Machine.
And now I can't wait for Ant-Man and the Wasp, which is not a sentence I thought I'd ever say in my life. I can't wait for Ant-Man and the Wasp to come out.
I don't think you're alone on that one. But also, can't wait for Spider-Man Homecoming. We will keep you up to date with every single panicked news headline that comes out of the development of this movie as it goes along.
No, we won't.
Oh my God, that lady from The Thing was cast in it. That means that she's definitely a person.
There's a person in this film.
Aunt May confirmed. Wait, there's already Aunt May. Well, another one's confirmed. Second Aunt May.
Old Aunt May.
Old Aunt May.
Old Aunt May.
Switching over to the other side of the cinematic
coin.
movie coin at the moment. Justice League had a big old press visit last week.
We didn't visit because we're not press.
No, nor are we visitors.
No, we are residents
Yes.
and not press.
Yeah.
Civilian residents of this town.
Indeedy-doo by Jingo by
Which is
Jove.
not where Justice League is being filmed. We're not in that town.
We're not far off. It's in London.
We're pretty far off.
That's a short train
I mean,
ride.
we're in the same country.
Yeah, we could just... What you're saying is we could just sort of throw a paper airplane their way with some interview questions on, and they could chuck it back.
We could just walk over there on our lunch break.
Yeah, that's how it works.
That's how close we are
To our overseas listeners, that's how it works.
That
The whole country is just London, and then the rest of us are all just in tiny little pocket towns.
Yeah, everywhere is a
5 minute
suburb of
walk
London.
away.
Everywhere is a suburb of London. No, it isn't.
No,
we're not there.
But anywho,
Justice League.
Justice League had a press visit where basically Zack Snyder invited a load of members of the press of various news sites and movie websites and comic book sites to visit the set of Justice League, answer a few questions, show them a preview clip, and do this, that, and the other.
Mm-hmm.
And it sounds like this movie has a lighter tone than the two movies that preceded it.
Yeah, but, most episodes of Game of Thrones have a lighter tone than BVS.
That's very true. Because here's the thing. Let's get it out there now. Batman v Superman. Our verdict in one word.
It's poop.
Shite.
It's poop.
We didn't enjoy it. If you did, power to you. I'm glad you did. I hope you did. But we really didn't enjoy it for various reasons.
Look, everyone has opinions, but sometimes those opinions are bad.
Yeah. That's the new slogan. Everyone has opinions. Sometimes yours is bad.
Everyone is entitled to their opinion. You're also entitled to be wrong.
Yes.
It's a bad movie.
As Batman v Superman was wrong. It was wrong right up the wrong un, and not in a fun way.
No, not in a fun way at all.
So it looks like they've tried to inject the fun back into Justice League, and
Justice Fun,
which is fine, but isn't it a bit late? Like, you start a tone. Iron Man, for example, established, and the thing is, any person who passionately liked Batman v Superman will say, don't compare it to Marvel, like, it's a different thing. It isn't. I'm sorry.
It's not.
It isn't. Marvel got there first. DC are having to copy the formula to stay relevant. Let's specify it. Disney got there first. Warner Brothers are having to copy the formula to stay relevant.
Marvel set the pace.
Yeah, that's fine. If they had done the same sort of thing, if they'd gone, right, here's a Superman movie, here's a Wonder Woman movie, here's an Aquaman movie, here's a Flash movie, and now here's Justice League with Batman stuff. If they'd done that, I think we all would have been like, fair enough.
Yeah.
Like, the other guys did it, but you're going to be seen as copying either way. The only other way they could have gone, and I remember those designs being passed around online for ages, and I thought they were going to do this, animated. Do you remember the Pixar-esque Justice League designs that were doing the rounds online for a while?
Well, DC's animated game has always been pretty strong.
But imagine that as a feature-length film.
Yeah.
An Incredibles-esque in its design.
Well, there
League
are feature-length Justice League movies. They're just all straight to video.
Yeah.
And
they're not all great.
Well, we should do an episode on the animated DC stuff. Public Enemies is good, but it's really just Batman and Superman.
Yeah, it's Tim Daly and Kevin Conroy being awesome. The problem with a lot of those movies as well, I find, is that everyone is played by a different actor in nearly every film. And Andrea Romano is the casting director for all of them, and she is like the goddess of casting voice roles. But you get the sense that Warner Brothers are like, we've got actors in our various shows.
We're gonna get a star.
Yeah, it's
Give me a star.
We got somebody from the Vampire Diaries. Cast him as Batman.
Yeah, look at Batman. Look at a star.
Look at a star, kid. They're all holding giant cigars.
Yeah.
Look at a star, kid.
Yeah, come and voice Batman in my movie. I'll make you a star, kid. See?
They put it out on an intern's face.
Yeah.
So an intern
Get
was
me
like,
a bourbon.
do you mean the biscuit? Oh, I forgot we're in London. Oh God. Bring me a scotch, kid, see? Well, here you go. What is this? This is an egg wrapped around a sausage.
I was just about to make that joke, you bastard.
What is it, see? So, yeah, DC and Warner Brothers in particular, trying to reassure everybody, look, don't worry, hey, you thought Batman v Superman was glum.
Fine.
It's gonna be cool, you know?
Fine.
We got Flash in, he's gonna be making jokes.
Yeah.
You know the Flash that you love on TV?
Yeah, we've got a perfectly good Flash on TV, but he's a completely different guy.
A scene that was either described to them or shown, described Batman and Flash recruiting one another.
It was shown.
Minor spoiler alerts for something that we can't confirm whether it's actually true or not, but it's based on reports. Shows Bruce Wayne approaching Barry Allen, calling him out. Barry Allen going, I don't know what you mean. Bruce Wayne throws something at Barry Allen. He catches it, like, with lightning quick. And Bruce Wayne basically goes like, hello, Flash.
Hello, Flash.
Barry Allen looks at his hand, sees that what was thrown was a batarang. Talk about giving your game away really quickly. Looks at Thingy and goes, Batman? Bruce Wayne sort of nods, and Flash pauses and then goes, can I keep this? That is fun. That is how I would imagine a meeting between those two characters going the first time they meet.
It'd be more fun with Grant Gustin.
Yeah, and it would be more fun if it wasn't Ben, I murder everyone Affleck's Batman.
Yeah.
Who apparently doesn't do that now. They say he's a changed man.
He's given up his murderous ways.
It's like Doctor Who. It's like, we met Father Christmas, so he's happy now. Piss off. Piss off. It's like that. It's the whole thing of like, oh, after Superman's death, it's like he's realised the error of his ways. Yeah, after murdering countless people for 20 years.
Surely he would turn himself in at that point.
Oh, God.
Being Batman, a warrior for justice.
We're trying not to sound biased, but it's
killed
so hard.
so many people.
It's so hard not to sound biased.
He doesn't even try not to kill people. I mean, look at that car chase in Batman vs Superman. He literally uses another car as a mace to hit cars.
Which would be amazing if it were, like, say, the chase in Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Or something, where he's trying to stop a van, like catapult another car in front of the van to try and slow everything down or whatever, but still killing people.
Well,
Here's the thing. Batman, and I don't know where this came from. I don't think there's ever been a thing in the comics until recent years where they've gone, Batman doesn't kill people. There's always been a thing of, like, he doesn't ever want another 8-year-old to lose their parents. He doesn't want people's futures to be destroyed by crime.
Yeah.
That's always been his thing. And he's never... I don't think Batman, until, like, the 2000s, ever had a strict no-killing rule. It's like I will not kill anyone. If it's the only option, I may do it. If I'm cornered and I have to do it.
Brush up on my Batman history, my Batstory.
But even in, and this is something that oh god, this pisses me off tonight. Dark Knight Returns, which again we will cover extensively.
We'll talk about Dark Knight Returns
because as we have grown and matured, we've kind of realised it's not the shining jewel in the crown.
I will say
make it out
ahead of us talking about it in further detail in the future. I really, really like Dark Knight Returns as a story,
as a standalone book,
as a comic,
yeah,
as an example of the medium. I think it's stunning work,
and its significance can't be knocked what it did at the time.
But as a characterization of Batman, probably not what you should be basing things off.
Yes, Zach.
Although I will say this: Batman doesn't act. But yes, Batman shoots a dude in Dark Knight Returns. He doesn't kill him. Or at least it's never confirmed.
Yeah,
that
this
he
is the
kills
guy
him.
with the flamethrower.
Yeah,
which is mirrored in Batman v Superman.
No, it's not. He's not got a flamethrower in Dark Knight Returns. He's only got.
But he does in Batman v Superman.
In Batman v Superman, he has a flamethrower and also is KG Beast.
Yeah, but again, well done Snyder for throwing in another Jimmy Olsen. But that's what I'm saying.
You just got Olsen, son.
You just got Olsen, son. But that's what I'm saying with that is like that's a moment I didn't mind where he says like I'll kill her and he goes I believe you and he takes the only action he can to save the innocent, which is kill the guy, or in Dark Knight Returns possibly kill the guy. I'm fine with that.
We'll go into this when we cover it. But
we'll do this. But the other thing that always bugged me was the whole like using guns. Snyder's like it's right out of the book. Sorry, in the book that has that panel where he holds up the gun in front of all the mutants and says, we do not need these. These are clumsy weapons.
This is the weapon of the enemy. We do not need it. We shall not use it. Which it isn't in the movie.
Nope.
In the adaptation, the animated adaptation they did with Peter Weller, they get rid of the best line in the whole book. And they get Peter Weller to voice Batman, and he has... we'll talk about this at another time.
We'll do a full episode covering the book and the animated adaptation. Because the animated adaptation, I like... But it does so many things wrong, yet it corrects other things too. In terms of telling an updated interpretation of the story.
Kind of.
Oh, man. But anyway.
We'll come to that.
Zack Snyder has made the mistake that every Batman filmmaker seems to make, aside from Joel Schumacher, who made a whole basket full of new mistakes, of using the Dark Knight Returns as a basis for the work. Yeah. Which is the... Like, Zack Snyder, spoiler alert for Batman v Superman, but Zack Snyder went on... I'm going to call it that. That's what it's called.
I love Batman v Superman.
Zack Snyder went on Amazon when he started working on BVS and basically went, Batman, Superman, the first books that popped up were Dark Knight Returns and The Death of Superman. He just went, they'll do, into the basket.
I'll have those.
Because, Christ, I mean, Doomsday is a very, like, flat villain with not much behind him, but he worked in the context of the original story he was presented in.
It's just boring.
And all of the context that made him kind of work in that event in that story.
It's a boring character.
Isn't in the movie, and it's pointless. Yeah, Doomsday should never have returned. He should have been a one-off thing. But anyway, Doomsday doesn't appear in Batman v Superman. A cave troll appears in Batman v Superman. And, oh, Christ alive. But
steroids.
Justice League, they're going to make it lighter. Going to make it happier. Hey, aren't we having a great time? Too late. You've had 2 movies. They were both grim as fuck. You have established a dark, horrible universe. Don't now flip the coin and say, oh no, it's fun.
But it looks like they're doing that with Suicide Squad.
Yeah, well, Suicide Squad sort of has the sadistic glee kind of to angle. Because at least with that one, it's like, you know, we're the bad guys, we're having a great time.
Sort of black comedy-esque from what we've seen of it, I think.
Yeah, which I think is fine. And I've got to admit, the closer we're getting to it, the more I'm kind of like, okay, I'm a little more willing to give this a chance. I think
it might be alright, yeah.
It might be okay. It might be dreadful, but...
I'm not sold on that Joker still, but it looks okay.
Yeah, I'm really not sold on the Joker, especially the whole set reporting stuff. The whole, oh, Jared Leto got lost in the role, he's cray-cray. I'm sorry. No.
Somebody get him a map! We get Jared a map! He's lost in the Joker again!
Oh, God.
David! Jared's lost! You can't find his way to set!
Guys, I don't want to worry you, but Jared just sent me a dead rat in a box.
Why are you tattooing the bloody map on his chest and tapping everything else on there?
Guys, he just sent Will some bullets. He sent Will some bullets with his name written on them. I'm getting worried.
Oh, God.
Isn't he the greatest actor of our generation?
He's the best actor ever because he doesn't know when to stop.
There's a reason Brando was regarded as, like, one of the greatest actors ever and a dick.
Brando was regarded as the greatest actor ever because he didn't know when to stop eating.
I'm going to be the greatest ever. Why? Because I'm going to continue to eat.
Because I'm going to be the biggest ever.
I'm going to be the biggest actor you've ever seen. I'm going to be bigger than God. What do you mean? Like you're gonna be an influence? You're gonna no? Bring me another steak. Bring me all the steaks. Mr. Brando, we're ready to begin filming. 1 second, I haven't looked at the script yet. I've been using it as a napkin. Christ alive. What's that say? Krypton. I'll do that. Christ. Oh, God. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe DC has it in its genes. DC Warner Brothers has it in its genes to cock up because that's where it started. Look at, like, forget the Fleischer shorts, forget, like, the serials, Batman and Superman serials and stuff, the super serials. Like, let's focus on Superman. Great lead actor, butchered production.
Yeah.
One of the movies, like the Poltergeist series, that's regarded as having a curse, and the star who had top billing, like, or at least, you know, second billing, who was the opening of your movie, didn't bother learning his lines, was a dick, got the highest fee, which was like 10% of the overall cost of the movie, and just rocked up and read all of his stuff from cue cards and mispronounced the planet continuously. It's almost like DC was set to fail. But based on that, what was Marvel's first big theatrical release? Howard the Duck. So
was it? Was that their
I think
first?
Howard the Duck was the first Marvel property to get a massive film.
Man.
Yeah.
That sucks.
I would love to be in that meeting room on that day. Mr. Lucas, we're so
well, there's your problem.
Pleased to meet you.
Mr. Lucas is your problem.
You've done phenomenal work over the last few years. Phenomenal work. We love American Graffiti. We love the Star Wars movies.
We love
They're
American
fantastic.
Graffiti.
Oh, George, we love you. Oh, the work that you and Steve have done on Indiana Jones. Oh, it's amazing. So, George,
what do you want to make?
Let's option, George. Just to let you know, Sony have Spider-Man. They recently bought Spider-Man, so we can't really do anything with Spider-Man. They have him. But we have a wide range. We can negotiate for the Hulk. We have shared rights with the Hulk, and I'm sure we could get something. Yeah, a Fantastic Four. Oh, George, imagine the Fantastic Four. I think I've made my mind up. Oh, cool. Is it Iron Man? No. Oh, do you want to tell the story of Thor? It might be a little kitsch, but like what you did with Indiana Jones and philosophy and mythology, maybe you could... Oh, no, it's that one there. Oh, Man-Thing. Well, sure, we could do a horror. No, I want past it there. Mr. Lucas, are you sure? Yeah.
Howard's the key to all this.
If we can make Howard work...
Because he's a funnier character than we've had before.
All we need now is duck boobs and Leah Thompson.
Oh, man.
To have sex with a duck.
Duck boobs.
Howard the Duck.
Duck boobs.
Woo! Didn't see that coming. I like Howard the Duck. I don't like the movie.
No, I love Howard the Duck, but the movie sucks. It's not good.
And that was the first big... Oh, wow. You know what? My theory's already gone to pot.
Yeah.
What was the next theatrical release? Batman was the... No, Superman... Forget the sequels. Aim at individual properties. Batman was the next big theatrical thing for DC, right?
Howard the Duck... Yeah, Howard the Duck was like 86, wasn't it? 87?
86, 87. Then Batman for DC.
Then Batman in 89.
And then Marvel came back with Captain America in 92.
Oh, that's a travesty.
Yeah. 1990, actually. 1990.
That movie where Captain America keeps tricking people into getting out of the car
So he can run
away.
Italian Red Skull, rubber ears on Captain America's costume.
Yeah.
Mr. President! Thumbs up. Gave us a great gift, though.
It's so good.
So if Justice League could be as light-hearted as that, I think we're onto a winner.
The Captain America 90s movie is not so much light-hearted as it is a straight-up farce. It's almost a European style farce. People coming in and out, going out of doors constantly and missing.
I choked on my coffee then, sorry.
Man,
You made me choke on my coffee.
so bad. No, superhero movies didn't really get. I mean, after the initial Superman and Batman hit, which then both quickly nosedived into terribleness.
They both gave two financially successful entries. Let's put it at that. Because when put under a magnifying glass, the original cuts of the theatrical cuts of Superman 1 and 2 are a bit in places, and Batman Returns is
that flying sequence in the first one. Oh my! When Lois starts,
you belong in the sky.
Lois is in a monologue.
Oh man! I argue to this day, if you tweak that so it didn't rhyme, and it was like it was like a 2-page spread in a comic, and it was thought boxes for Lois, it could kind of work.
Just have it silent. Have it silent.
No,
it would so
have
good.
it.
Yeah, all right.
Your panties are pink.
Yeah, it has music in it.
He loves pink.
But it doesn't have dialogue. No dialogue. No speechy speech.
Yeah.
No talkies.
None
no
of that
talkies.
None of that talky talk.
I want a silent Superman movie.
The floppy mouth words. No floppy mouth words.
He can't wear the suit. He can't fly. And he can't speak.
Put a big spider in there. Why not? Will Smith recently admitted to Wild Wild West being a mistake.
Recently?
Yeah.
It took him a while to work it out.
But it's brilliant. It's like that and the Clooney admittance of Batman and Robin from a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Basically what we have to do is wait sort of 19 years for every bad movie to finally be outed by its star. So by that logic, Ben Affleck's going to release an expose in about 15 years' time of how Be-Very Superman is shite. Beaver Sups.
But anyway...
Justice League, light-hearted, not Howard the Duck. We can't say anything. We've not seen a single reel of
we haven't
footage.
seen anything of it. We've only seen concept art.
And concept art's pretty, but art is pretty.
Well...
Art is pretty.
Yeah, breaking news. Hot take. Art is pretty, says Chris Johnson.
Art is pretty. Coffee is bitter.
Sky is blue. Usually.
So, Zach, let's wait and see what you got for us. But the suspicious thing about the set visit was he invited mostly critics who panned Batman very Superman. So these people can't exactly go, well, this film looks like shite. They all have to either go, well, we'll have to wait and see how it turns out, or thank you so much, Zach, for letting us on the set.
Thanks, Zach.
That's amazing.
Oh, Zach. Zach, thank you for letting me exist on this earth. Thank you for letting me breathe the same air, the same rarefied air
as Jason Momoa.
As the one that fuels your rampant and engorged imagination. Thank you.
Oh,
I can feel your creativity warming me. I'm basking in its glow.
It makes me moist.
Around the eyes.
Yeah.
Around the eyes.
I was trying to pick a duct.
No. That's what? That's not a duct. It's Howard the Duct.
Oh, filthy that. Skipping a little ahead in the DC universe.
Let's get rid of... Let's table Justice League.
Let's go back in time.
Back in time.
To the not too distant future.
What?
Like an X-Men movie.
Hey!
Well, let's not fuck it up. Did you see Movie Bob's video where he basically said it's okay to admit the X-Men films are bad?
Well, I've been saying the X-Men films are bad for forever.
But it's interesting that there are so many people in the comments who go, when you spell it out,
yeah,
you've got a point.
When you think
I still
about
argue that X2 is a damn good movie. It's aged a bit, but it's still the best version of Weapon X.
To quote Movie Bob, if you squint and pretend it's 2002, yeah, it's a good movie.
Hey, it came out in 2003.
I
Okay.
didn't like X2 that much when it came out.
I liked it just for Brian Cox.
Yeah, well, I like Brian Cox in a lot of things, but he's been in a lot of
You
bad
like
movies.
Cox in a lot of things.
Hey!
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Defamation.
Yeah.
So...
tasty
defamation of character, sir.
Suicide Squad is where I was going with the tangent.
Suicide Squad?
Suicide Squad! Some international posters have come out to reveal a Marilyn Manson cover, essentially. Look at the Joker's face. I can't see the Joker's face. All I can see is the late 90s grunge scene.
All I can see is those teeth.
Yeah,
just those teeth.
Grills. I'd be fine with the grills in the sense that... Yeah, I'd be fine with the grills if this Joker actually felt like he'd been around as long as Batman.
Yeah.
Because they notice how they downplayed in Be Very S. Bull Very Shit. How they downplayed... Maybe that's what we should call him now. How they downplayed Batman being retired. They didn't say he was retired anymore. They just said that he'd been at it for 20 years.
I mean, maybe the ultimate cut, the all in all of its
all encompassing,
in all of its girth. We'll lean into that a bit more, but
all of its R-rated, only one available girth.
I have no intention of watching it, so I will never find out.
Yeah, we probably should for torture reasons.
Yeah, we'll watch it at some point.
But yeah, they downplayed the Batman retired thing that they did a lot in the publicity early on.
Yeah.
But they still did. Batman's been around 20 years. Here's a Robin suit, possibly, can't quite tell. It's bronze and the R is really faint.
It's so brown.
Because even in this universe, Robin has to look like he's come straight from a freaking mud spill.
Yeah, it's Robin after he'd just done the Spartan run.
It's Robin after he
Tough Mudder.
After he got into a cuddle fight with Clayface.
That's how he died, actually.
He won't exist in this universe because he's too silly. Even though, you know, his massive necked Killer Croc.
Yeah, cool.
And an alien.
Cool.
But yeah, the Joker has to have been around as long as Batman. Except Jared Leto's Joker looks about 25.
Which is weird, because
Or a 30-year-old trying to look like a 25-year-old.
Jared Leto is in his 40s.
Yeah. So you could play him up. Let's be honest, when they first cast him, and we first saw a still of him in a suit after the publicity tattoo topless shot, I was like, oh, they're going for a bit of a Dark Knight Returns-esque suit, kind of, you know, pseudo-Bowie look, you know.
The Thin White Duke of Death, which is a Grant Morrison concept, which I quite like.
Which would look awesome. Yeah. It would look awesome, but he's clearly going for a midlife crisis.
Oh, man, it's those tattoos, they're just over-egging the pudding. They really are.
I'd be down with the grill if he looked older, because I'd be like, well, of course Batman's of course Batman's punched his teeth out. Of course he needs a grill. Yeah, that makes sense.
I like that. That does make sense in context. Like fake teeth Joker is.
But we're not getting that. Instead, we're getting he's doing that to look edgy, which sucks like balls. Unless he gets a Javier Bardem taking his brace out moment.
Yeah.
In the movie.
That's great. No, I like the
Skyfall, or as I like to call it, Dark Knight version 2. Dark Knight extended cut.
Skiffle.
Skiffle.
Skiffle band. Like
Dark Knight Skiffle band.
I'm hoping that we get some more context for why the Joker looks the way he does in Suicide Squad, because I'm okay with adaptation and I'm okay with things being changed, but it just seems a bit pointless.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're going for.
I don't think they know what they're going for. I think they're just throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks.
Yeah. And
but it's still shit.
The last David Ayers movie I watched was Sabotage with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sam Worthington. And it left the worst taste in my mouth. It was a nasty, mean-spirited little film, and
which could work in Suicide Squad's favour.
But I hear End of Watch is really good by comparison. I've just not got around to watching it.
Is that the police camera, Jake Gyllenhaal?
Yeah.
And Michael Pena?
Is it Michael Pena?
I think it might be.
I'm not sure.
I might be wrong. I'm probably wrong.
I've not
and probably it. Accidentally racist in being wrong.
God, just so colourblind.
Hey, this Confederate flag doesn't mean what you think it means. Yes, it does.
Yes, it does.
So...
Wow, look at that swastika tattoo. Oh. That's the joke. He doesn't really have one.
I know. I just have a mouth tattooed on my arm so I can hold it up to my mouth because apparently I can't smile.
Ha 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 ha. That's a great tattoo. What does it mean?
It means I'm the Joker. Oh, right. Is that what that means?
Oh, okay, yeah.
I couldn't tell from the bleached white skin and the... Oh, God. Has he smiled on any of the shots? Excuse me, my crotch just vibrated.
It's not so much a smile as it is a grimace.
Jared Leto texted me saying, "Shut up, I am an actor."
It's the big purple guy from the McDonald's commercials.
Now that...
It's not so much a smile as a grimace.
Can't wait for the Suicide Squad Happy Meal.
Yeah. Oh God.
Oh God.
Well, in Lego Batman 3, they called it the Squad, didn't they? They got rid of the suicide bit.
Yeah, well, to be fair, to appeal to kids and stuff, yeah, because there was a Suicide Squad. It wasn't a mission, was it?
It was a DLC pack.
Well, it was just a character pack. It was a character,
Was it just characters?
pack, yeah. But they called them the Squad, which is fine because I think here's the thing: it's like the Deadpool mistake. Around the time of Deadpool, and just in the year before, they put Deadpool in Ultimate Spider-Man, the animated series.
Yeah.
And they put him in a few more kid-friendly things, which should never happen, ever.
No, don't put Deadpool in
like
kids'
you could.
things.
We were talking about this before we recorded. Actually, you could do that with the Punisher because all you have to do is make him like he was. When
Well,
he
you
first
said
appeared.
that. I still disagree.
You disagree, but you're wrong. But like, if you just tell Punisher stories in the style of the Punisher when he first appeared in Amazing Spider-Man, like in the comics and everything, you could get away with it. You don't have to, because with the Punisher, it's more about the moral thing of like Spidey being like, "No, we do this my way. We're not killing anybody," and the Punisher's like, "Okay, fine, whatever. We'll take it."
Soon, my dog of war. But first, we do things my way.
Whereas with Deadpool will not listen to reason. He will kill people.
Yeah.
Because he is insane.
Because he's Deadpool.
And he'll get paid after he's done it. So don't put Deadpool in Spider-Man stuff. Unless you can do a crossover comic, in which case you could rate it T, because whatever reason, la la la, blah blah blah.
T for teen.
But with Suicide Squad, I think you can, as long as you call them the Squad, you can get away with putting them in like kid-friendly animated series and stuff.
Yeah.
Because you just have it as, it's a team of supervillains who are doing good things.
They've got trank guns.
Yeah, trank guns. And you don't have to use Deadshot, for example. You can stick with like Killer Croc and Harley, and it can be about wacky mallets and big crocodile people and stuff like that. Like you can
Harley and her wacky mallets.
Oh, no, I've got 3 Harley Quinn action figures. The New 52 Harley Quinn's what's it? Like, she's in her hockey outfit from her solo series. I bought it because it looked really stylized and kind of cool. Even she comes with a mallet. I would have preferred a hockey stick to actually fit the outfit. The New 52 one I bought has a sledgehammer, which I was like, that's different. I'll accept that. But, we can give her an inflatable mallet. Surely.
Can we talk about Harley Quinn? Because I don't have the same love for the character that you do, but even I feel that they're kind of taking missteps at this point. With what they're doing with her.
I'll clarify now. The only pure Harley Quinn, the only pure version of that character, untainted, unfiltered, spot on, is Batman the Animated Series. That's where she exists. And Mad Love by extension, because written by Dini, drawn by Tim, animated series, comic book, that then retroactively became an episode.
Yeah.
But, that's Harley Quinn. She is a tragic figure. She's one of 2 things on the surface. She is either the sexy mob mall who you look at Joker and you go, "You crazy? She adores your every word. Pay attention to her. You've got, the most gorgeous girl ever. Falling over you. Stop being such an arsehole to her." She's Joker's sidekick as one thing.
Yeah.
And as another thing, she is she's a character of tragedy and comedy combined. She is a representative of a really, really, sensitive subject. She is essentially the victim of relationship abuse. But she is willing to take it. Mm-hmm. Because she's delusioned. She is an intelligent character, but everyone has their flaws. And what's interesting about Harley is she's an intelligent person. She is a therapist. She's a psychiatrist who is unfortunately obsessed with the notion of celebrity. She has a fairy tale chasing desire. She wants to be famous. She wants to write a piece on the Joker. She wants to meet these colourful criminals who she sees more as fascinating rather than dangerous. And unfortunately, one of them completely appeals to her, and she's smitten by him, and she falls in love. It's the thing she's always wanted. She's always wanted the fairy tale.
Yeah.
And the Joker is her prince. He is her weak link. And that's why, and I always feel like I think my ideal Joker, when I think of him in my head, because we all have versions of the character in our heads, my ideal Joker does kind of like Harley, but she's an accessory to him.
Yeah.
I think there is some affection there, but it's more a case of oh, look at you, you cute little puppy following me around everywhere. But as the same as a cute little puppy following you around everywhere, he sometimes is like, "Stop fucking following me everywhere!"
Well, I think there's this sense that
she's complex yet basic at the same time.
He outgrows her as well.
She's a game at one point in his life. She's an accessory to get him out of Arkham, and then he keeps her around because she's kind of sexy, and sort of useful, and it's funny to watch her being corrupted.
I kind of like. I'll keep going back to this because I really like Grant Morrison's notion of the Joker, where his personality is reborn periodically, and he basically becomes a different person in a different phase of his life, sort of like Bowie.
But one person.
He's
one person.
I
refuse to believe any other version.
But he's just like a Bowie style reinvention.
Yes, like you're saying, Thin White Duke of Death.
Yeah, because that's what happens in during Grant Morrison's Batman run. There's an issue with Batman which is pretty much all text and like photo collage.
Is this while Dick Grayson was Robin?
No.
Dick Grayson was Batman.
This is just before R.I.P.
Okay.
This is just after Batman and Son.
Yeah. Okay.
And there's
some gaps in my reading collection.
It's all about the rebirth of the Joker, precipitated by him being shot in the face by a Batman imposter from the previous arc.
There's the bullet that nearly kills him.
Yeah. So he's in Arkham, and his personality is reborn, and the scheme. His scheme is eventually revealed to be that he's luring Harley to break him out of Arkham, and then he's going to kill Harley as he moves on from that phase of his from that old personality.
Yeah.
Which Batman foils.
Hey! Foil again, brother Batman.
So it's and there's almost a sense that that's what, because from that point on, she was then part of the Gotham City Sirens, and she was kind of walking the line between being good and being bad, and then she became on I think it was Secret Six or Suicide Squad she became a part of after that.
I think it was 6 and then Squad, yeah.
But now it just seems, from an outsider's point of view, that what they're trying to do with Harley is just make a sexy Deadpool.
Yeah. Which is stupid, because Deadpool's sexy Deadpool.
Yeah, Deadpool is already sexy.
Sexy, pus-covered Deadpool.
You don't need to do that. But yeah, it just seems like they're doing the character a disservice with what they're doing with her at the moment. And I say that as someone who doesn't have... I like Harley Quinn as a character, but I don't have the same reverence for her as you do and some other people do.
Well, they're not telling the story of Harley Quinn anymore. They're telling the story of the Hot Topic lunchbox action figure chibi Funko Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Like the style icon, the pop culture image of Harley Quinn. Which is both a good thing and a bad thing. Because it's like, wow, this character who is brilliant is getting a lot of spotlight. Oh God, the more spotlight she's getting, the more they're diluting what makes her interesting. Now, I've read the first 15 issues of the and a few of the specials of the Harley Quinn New 52 run.
Yeah,
and it's fun. And I will admit, a lot of the reason why I liked it is because it reminded me of the Joe Kelly Deadpool kind of era.
It definitely seems like that's the thing they're going for.
Like it's almost separate, like the Dan Slott She-Hulk. It sort of feels like a separate entity that's kind of cheeky and within its own world.
The Dan Slott She-Hulk is so good.
It is great. Like it feels like it's in its own world, and that's that's fine.
Yeah.
But then it tries to tie in. I stopped reading it just before they did the story arc where she finally sort of met the Joker within that book.
Yeah.
And then I heard about that, and that split people down the middle, because a lot of people said it was very empowering to see her beat the crap out of it.
No, literally, it was very sharp. It split people down the middle. There were a lot of deaths. It was very messy.
Yeah. But it's okay, she's on a lunchbox.
Yay!
Come on, kids. But a lot of people thought it was really empowering. She was basically smacking her abuser in the face. But a lot of the people... And I didn't read the issue, so I can't really say which one I am, but I guess I'm more to this side. Other people were going... This feels more like a statement on relationship abuse rather than something starring these two characters.
Yeah.
And it's weird. Like, she shouldn't be used as a poster child for overcoming your oppressors. Because she is a villain. And I think people forget that. Like, they say Harley's a role model. Well, to be fair, any character is a role model if they are held up. But here's the thing. I mean, we can get into a whole other thing with this. But when people say, like, well, Wolverine's a role model because he's a hero. Yeah, but he's also a murderer.
Yeah. And he's very open about the fact that he's a murderer and he's a savage.
And he's very open about the fact that I'm not a role model. However, his code of honour is certainly,
to be fair,
something one could look at and go, I appreciate that, and I think that's a good message.
With Wolverine, at least in the years leading up to his death,
You just dated this episode because
dead.
I give it about a week.
Well, Old Man Logan's already in the new Marvel universe, so at least
he'll be back when they've got to sell comics. He'll be back.
At least lead in the years leading up to Charles Schul's death of Wolverine. So that death. Yeah. Whenever you listen to this, he might have died and returned several times more because he's an X-Men character.
When you unearth this podcast in 20 years'
time.
Yeah.
Why are you listening to this in 20 years' time? Why aren't you, in virtual reality sex space? Also, why are you doing this with your time? In the years, there was through the pages of Uncanny X-Force and Wolverine and the X-Men, it was definitely a sense of him, being yes, I'm a killer, I'm a murderer, but I can move on from that and be something better and be a role model and show people that is something that I do.
Yeah.
But I do it so other people don't have to, and I've learned from my experiences with that, and I can go, look, this is not the path you always have to take.
Yeah.
So there was a character evolution there, and I get that characters evolve, but I don't feel like Harley Quinn's evolving. She's just being shoved into another box by editorial, and this is what we want her to be now. That's what she is. There's no change. It's just that's what she is now. That's what she does now. She's Deadpool now, but in a bikini.
Yeah, that's the other thing. There is, again, we're either going to get called, prudes or sexists or whatever.
Definitely not a sexist, guys.
Definitely not a sexist, and definitely not prudish.
Absolutely not prudish.
You got boobs? Great. Boobs are great. Boobs are amazing. And what I love about this is we made notes before we started talking of stuff we were going to touch on, and I jokingly wrote boobs, but here we are.
We're actually touching on boobs.
Here we are.
We're not touching boobs, we're touching on boobs. There are no boobs here.
But
well, there are.
Harley's costumes, or lack thereof,
yeah,
has sort of been this thing over the years, when she was the Mob Mall, when she was the Joker's psychic, when she was his arm candy, who then we learned more about in the animated series, again, still the best version of her, she's in a one body stocking, she's in a one-piece suit.
Yep.
She is a Harley Quinn, she is a clown. It's figure hugging, but it's not revealing.
Well, it depends on what mood Bruce Timm's in, really.
Well, in the animated series, it's figure hugging, revealing. Yeah. His artwork, different story.
Yeah.
So there's that. Over the years, her costume has tweaked and changed. The Arkhamverse, as much as I love the Arkham games, the Arkhamverse exposes her for her sexual appeal because, whether Rocksteady would admit it or not, part of the reason is because he's selling video games to horny teenage boys.
Whether Rocksteady would admit it or not, they're terrible at character design.
Yeah, well, for the most part, yeah.
Particularly with women.
I've got the book called The Art of Rocksteady, and you look at the preliminary designs and the the guy who did the artwork on the character profiles for the first game.
Oh yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
You look at that, you're like, wow, these are brilliant. And for the most part, the models and everything in the game look great, but there is that whole thing of why are the girls barely clothed?
Oh god, the designs are horrible. The designs are horrible.
Well, it's because ultimately it'll be either from Warner Brothers or somebody somewhere along the line. Someone said you've got to sell this to horny teenagers, so Catwoman needs to have her tits out. Poison Ivy needs to be in a pair of leaf panties and a tiny red shirt all the time.
It's so awful.
It's
so bad.
Awful with that? You know what's awful with that? I'm fine with it being like that in Arkham Asylum because at least narratively she's trapped in her own little thing and whatever. And she's probably going to use that to her advantage. She wants to try and get the attention of her guards so she can fuck them over and kill them and escape and whatnot.
That's how she operates.
And people are like, that's sexist. No, that's what Poison Ivy does.
She's a seductress.
She's a seductress. Men, women, plants. She will have sex with it or make it think she's going to have sex with it if it means she can then kill it and take advantage of the situation.
Yeah.
She will do that. That's Poison Ivy. She is a femme fatale in definition. Is that a regressive thing? I don't know. Discussion for another time and for more intelligent people than I. And possibly Matthew, but to be fair, you're quite smart. I am the one who babbles and changes topics and tangents. The point is, say something smart quick before I can go back.
Plants are good for the planet.
Nice work. Poison Ivy is like that as the way she is. La la la. But then when it gets to Arkham City, she's transported, she's broken out, and then she hides out in that house in the Catwoman DLC. So fair enough, same design, whatever. Arkham Knight, why is she still wearing a tiny red shirt? Doesn't make any sense. She's got her hair up now, probably because it graphically was less complicated to do than the wavy living hair she had in the previous two games. But she should have been in clothes, or at least been in a Poison Ivy style outfit because now she's free. But whatevs. whatevs, Trebs. And you'll be like, oh, well, the Harley broke her out in the DLC. Yeah, but she, like, between Arkham City and then she could have put some goddamn pants on. Or made some pants, as it seems she can do. But la la la. Harley Quinn has always been in a figure-hugging outfit, but not, like, look at my tarts, until the New 52.
And Arkham Asylum.
Well, yeah, but if we're focusing on the comics, because again, Arkham Asylum, they're using it to sell games.
But I think the Arkham Asylum designs also then directly influenced the New 52.
Yes. But then again, the Arkham Asylum costume kind of makes sense because she's like, it's the game of the night. She's like, I'm dressing up like a sexy nurse because, look, I'm one of the doctors. But then whenever anyone's taken inspiration from that, always seems it's like in the Arkham Underworld app that's about to come out, the new game, she's dressed like that, except without the mask. It's like, why? Why are you dressed like that? She even says in Arkham Asylum, like the outfit B-Man. It's like, you know what I mean? She's, I don't know. Nah. Arkham City, she's dressing sexy for some reason. Oh yeah, to sell games. Arkham Knight, she is again. I'll say this with the Arkham Knight costume. If her cleave was covered up, I'd be like, okay, fair enough. But she's got her tats out for no reason in Arkham Knight. Oh yeah, selling video games. But in the comic books, Harley's costume is whittled away to barely anything. Which again kind of betrays, you know what I mean? Like she only wants to be, as horrible as this sounds, sexy for Mr. J. Yet in the Arkham games, like obviously she's sexy for reasons, but when it comes to the comics, who's she trying to sort of show off to now? And also in the New 52, she's white all over. So now you're kind of giving away that you're that mass murdering clown girl if you're walking around exposing all of your bleached white body. I don't understand it. But yeah, which brings us to Suicide Squad. I felt physically sick when the second trailer came out and they had the prolonged shot of Harley bending over, arse to camera, in focus. Here's Margot Robbie's ass. Now, I'm not saying I'm feeling sick because of Margot Robbie's ass. It's a perfectly well structured ass. And it's, you know, she's a beautiful lady and la la la. But then the third trailer, she's getting dressed in front of everyone. What? Why? I mean, yeah, Harley's confidence is something... She has confidence. She does have it. But at the same time, why is she getting undressed in front of everyone? I worry, as someone who, like you say, is really into that character, that she has just become Lunchbox Harley Quinn. She has become, hey everybody, want to fap to this? Harley Quinn. As a character... And I think we've chatted about this stuff before, like for a laugh. Like, can you find a fictional character attractive, like based on the character or the way they're depicted or illustrated? I think you can, because it adds dimension to them. It means they're well-rounded.
Yeah, that's absolutely the case. I don't know who would argue that isn't.
I see why people are attracted to Harley Quinn. It's either a bad girl thing. People go like, "Oh yeah, she's a bad girl," or it's a protective thing. You're like, "No, I want to take care of her." Because she's making stupid decisions and this guy's going to kill her one day. But really though, with Suicide Squad, really? Mm-hmm. Really? The whole film could be an exercise in doing, you know, Ocean's 11 with supervillains or whatever. I mean, it could be an exercise in bad guys leading a movie and it working. And I hope it does. I have high hopes for Suicide Squad. I won't be upset if it doesn't meet them, because the DC EU hasn't really given me any faith in that way yet. But at the same time, I would be really sad if they squander it in certain ways. But I hope it's good. I don't think anyone hopes a movie's going to suck, do they? That's not a thing.
No.
No one ever wants any movie to suck.
I don't ever want a movie to suck. I want all movies to... Why would I be served by movies being bad? I didn't want BVS to suck. It just did.
I paid money to get into this room. I want to have a good time.
I wanted BVS to be good, because I like Batman and Superman. Why would I want it to be bad? But then it just ended up being bad, and now I have to talk about it being bad all the time. People go, oh, but I really liked it. Well, you're an idiot.
Your opinion is wrong. Yeah. Not yours. That's the new slogan. If you like BVS, we don't agree, and you are wrong. But I hope I'm not wrong. I don't know what I think about Suicide Squad. I hope Suicide Squad isn't wrong. I hope they get it right. I hope they do Harley service enough. But from the evidence so far, it does look like they're just using her as the poster child. And also with her origin. Again, we can't comment. We haven't seen the film. But from what we've seen in the trailers, Harley's origin is the New 52 revised version of her origin, which is the Joker torturing and tormenting her and making her into Harley Quinn.
Mm-hmm.
Which, for me, is... I hated that. When I read that in the New 52, I think it was in the Zero issue.
Yeah.
Of either Harley Quinn or Suicide Squad. I hated that. I hated it. Because part of Harley's story is she chooses to let go and become a psycho for this guy. Which is part of the tragedy and why it's sad.
Yeah.
That's why it's sad. She becomes a psycho. She becomes a psychic for misguided love. And that's part of the tragedy of the character and the appeal of the character and everything. Whereas in the New 52, she's the one who breaks him out, but after he kind of influences her directly to do it, I think they make out in the rec yard at one point, prior to that. And then he takes her to Ace Chemicals and dips her in a vat. And he throws her in. And then pulls her out and he's like, "You're like me now!" And she looks at her skin, she's like, "Yay!" And it's like, wait, hang on. No, she makes the choice. She is her own undoing.
No.
She is her own liberator and her own destructor.
I don't think you understand, Chris. Women can't have agency in media. That's not how it works.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All the decisions have to be made by male characters.
Christ. And based on the trailers, that's what they've gone for in this movie. With her dipping, with her pushing her into the vat, diving in after her, bathing her in the chemicals. It's like, oh god. I don't know, man.
Can we talk about something else now other than Harley Quinn? Because I'm getting sad.
Okay. Let's talk about one more thing, and then we'll call it a day.
One more thing!
One more thing! One thing more!
Christopher, I've been watching something that you have no knowledge of.
Footage of me sleeping?
Yes, exactly that. I've been watching Preacher on...
Preach it, brother.
Hey, Preacher! I'm watching Preacher on Amazon. It's on Amazon over here.
Amazon?
Amazon!
Let's go layman's here, by the way. You ready for this? Shock horror. I've never read Preacher.
That's not a shock.
Well, thanks. Well, give me, even to be buying Harley Quinn New 52 books. Give me a very basic, give me the back cover summary of Preacher.
So,
the book.
Preacher the book is about funnily enough, a preacher.
What?
Name of Jesse Custer, who's disillusioned and unhappy with his job and is losing his faith. And then he becomes inhabited by a celestial entity.
Ooh. Does it at least take him out for a drink first?
Well. No, it blows up the churches in his entire congregation.
Oh.
But he gains the power of the word of God, so he can make people do anything he wants by telling them to do it.
Oh.
But
so like Ella Enchanted.
Kind of. And he gets together with...
But that comparison's never been made before.
And then he finds out that God's left heaven.
Oh.
And he's like, what?
He's got a timeshare in Cyprus.
God's just left creation to it. And then the angels from heaven and the demons from below want to get back this thing that's inside him. And so then he gets together with his ex-girlfriend, who's sort of a hit woman, and his new best mate, Cassidy, who's a centuries-old Irish vampire, and goes on a road trip across the USA to find God and bring him to task for what's gone on. That's the comic. It's tasteless, violent, offensive, vulgar, and even Garth Ennis has admitted that if he was to write it again today, he'd do a lot of things differently, but it's just the way things work.
So it's the story of a dude with the will of God at his beck and call, the voice of God at his beck and call, looking for God, fighting demons, fighting angels.
Across America, and so it's got a very much of the 90s Americana culture, and it starts in the Deep South. And
I mean, the artwork alone, I know the cover art, it's burned into my brain, because the first time you see it, you go like, oh wow, that's...
The interior art is Steve Dillon.
Yeah.
Who's famous for drawing Punisher, because he draws everyone with the same face.
Oh, it's that guy!
So it's that guy.
I know him because of his run on Wolverine.
But Garth Ennis and
He did Wolverine for a while, and Darkin and Logan looked like the same dude.
Was Garth Ennis writing Wolverine at the time? Because Garth Ennis and Steve Dillon worked together almost exclusively.
I don't think he was. He was during the Darkin stuff.
Okay, I don't know.
All that shite. And Wolverine, for some reason, everyone has the physique of a mildly athletic person.
Wolverine got bad.
Even Hulk has the physique of a mildly athletic
Yeah.
person. He just is taller than everyone else.
Yeah, he's the issue of Hulk that Steve Andrew is bad. But anyway, we're getting off topic.
So that's the book. It sounds pretty cool. Sounds very 90s.
It's really good.
Sounds like the bastard cousin of The Crow.
It's very much of its time. It's got serious problems. There's a bit of like,
don't we all?
There's a bit of like kink shaming and sort of like unintentional.
In the 90s,
yeah,
really.
I think it's some unintentional homophobia from Garth Ennis's sort of Catholic upbringing, which he now regrets. So yeah, if you read it now, you have to read it with the fact that in mind that it's got serious issues, but fundamentally, I think it's a good story and an important comic.
I'm just thinking Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's seriously vulgar and offensive and downright tasteless in parts. So, and there's a lot of like graphic sexual violence. So just bear that in mind if you do read it.
So cult hit though.
And it was a big hit. I would recommend it if you can handle that sort of stuff. Just you know, keep in mind that it's got problems when you do read it.
TV adaptation's now a thing.
The TV adaptation is produced by Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg, starring...
Because I remember when they first announced that, everyone was like, really?
Yeah, and we'll come on to that in a sec.
You said sec.
Yeah. So Dominic Cooper is Jesse Custer, Ruth Negga is Tulip, and Joseph Gilgun is Cassidy. Joseph Gilgun might be the most perfect piece of casting in recent TV history. It's like they just got Cassidy off the page and put him on the screen. It's amazing. However, the TV show appears to be about a completely different character named Jesse Custer, who is also a preacher, and then gets the word of God, and then just hangs around in this dead-end town for no reason.
Sorry, are you saying that they TV it?
It's... Oh my God.
We can only afford one location. Let's just stay there.
I can't remember if I'm 5 or 6 episodes in, because they're all blending into one at this point. They're all blending into one big episode where nothing happens! Nothing is happening! And they're teasing, like, they got this habit, they start the episode before the credits with, like, a cold open, teasing something that's going to set up, like, so there's a character in the comics called the Saint of Killers, who is an Old West dude who dies and then gets made...
Spoiler alert.
Don't... Spoiler for the comics, don't worry about it. I say it's a spoiler for the comics.
Oh, no, I'm a spoiler for him, he dies.
I said it's a spoiler for the comics. The Saint of Killers turns up at the end of the first issue.
Okay. All Western and creepy
He's
looking.
still not turned up in the show, but they've spent the cold open of 2 episodes, not 2 consecutive episodes, episodes 3 and 5. Sorry, it might have even been 2 and 5. So it's not consistent. They've spent the cold open of 2 different episodes setting up his story, and they've still not got there.
What? What?
Yeah.
What? Come again.
They've changed Jesse and Tulip's backstories, which then changes their motivations and characters, so they're almost unrecognisable as the same characters, other than the fact that they have the same names.
And kind of dress the same, maybe, sort of.
Yeah, it's... The tone of the series is right. The tone of it's right. But they're introducing characters who don't come in much later. They're moving stuff around. There's people who all live in different towns, all in the same town, and things are happening weird. And Jesse's still not left town yet because he's got the power. Genesis is in him, and he's got the voice of God. But the church didn't blow up, so he's just being a preacher now.
Oh Christ! So basically what he's saying is they've gone, we have a platform to tell a very big, loud, aggressive story.
But we're just going to stay in one town.
Yeah, we're gonna stick about.
I think what they're going to do is end the first season and then turn the second season into the big Trans-America road trip that the story becomes. And
they have just had it green lit, so they have that room to play.
And Garth Ennis is on board. You know, he's on board with the series. He's not like keeping it at arm's length. He's involved.
This isn't him trying to redo what he didn't like.
Oh, it might be, but I don't think he's actually writing any of it. I think he's just working with him as a consultant. But he is involved.
Yeah.
But I'm torn with it because I like a lot of what's going on in terms of like I like a lot of the characterization. I like the performances. I like the tone of it.
Yeah.
I like the setting.
Yeah.
But Jesse doesn't feel like Jesse. Tulip doesn't feel like Tulip. So 2 out of your 3 main characters don't feel like the characters they were in the comics. If I hadn't read the comics, I don't know if I'd have that problem. But I think if I hadn't read the comics and didn't know what was coming, I'd have checked out by now.
Would you know what?
Because nothing's happening.
Let's set an experiment for this time next week. I'm going to watch the first few episodes.
Well, I think it's the first 5 are on Amazon now.
I'll give them a watch. Because I have, like we said, I haven't read the book.
Yeah.
Maybe this is your chance to find out if someone sticks around.
Because
I think a lot of American television suffers from that thing of we have 13 or 23 episodes.
It's going to be a shorter season.
Yeah, I think this is the second one that they've commissioned is a double length one. Because that was my problem with Flash. Like you introduced me to Flash.
Not that Flash.
No, but
The Flash.
But it's as campy in places. You introduced me to the Flash, and I've got to admit, and I said this to you as I was going, I didn't really go yes until about midway through the series. It did feel like a lot of flat build. You could remove about 10 episodes from that season, and it would still work, as long as you edited a couple of character moments into a montage like in the middle and went, "This is what you missed." And maybe that's what's happening with Preacher. They're going, "We don't want to blow our load now. Let's wait till series 2. So we've got to establish it." And now we just have to hang around, which sucks. Like, tell a story, tell a goddamn story.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think of other shows where they go, do you know what? We're going to tell it in this amount of series and then done, and they keep it quite concise. I'm trying to think. There's a show that's either starting or finishing now. I can't remember what it is. Where they've gone like, yeah, we're going to tell it in like 3 seasons and then we're done and we're not doing it anymore.
Well, they did that with. Penny Dreadful.
It's bold to do it. Penny Dreadful. Yeah, it's like the current series is like the the last.
Oh, it's
one
just finished. It's just finished.
So there we go. It's like they've gone. There we are. That's our tale. Yeah. We're not going to overextend it. We're not going to.
Brian Fuller wanted to do that with Hannibal, but it got cancelled after season 3. But I think he's trying to get season 4 from somewhere.
God, you could nowadays. Like Netflix, whatever, would take it up. Like
I think they're talking about doing that season 4. But he had planned. I think he'd planned 5 seasons, but he only ended up getting 3.
I've never understood the idea of seasons like just being extended when there is nowhere to go.
Yeah,
like even when it kind of works out, it still doesn't work out. My favorite show of all time, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Joss Whedon had a definitive ending. Season 5 was going to be the end, and even season 5 in places felt a little lax. When it hit, it really hit. When it didn't, it was like, oh. So and the end of series 5 was the end.
Really hit. Yeah, it really hit.
But then during that series, Warner Brothers comes forward and says, look, we will give you a home. We guarantee you 2 new seasons. We can give you 2 new seasons off the bat. Please make more. And he apparently spent ages going, no. And then an idea for a story hit him. And he went, okay, let's do this. And to be fair, Buffy season 6 has, again, when it hits, it really hits.
Yeah, I really like it.
But when it doesn't, it's kind of shit.
And then season 7,
it's never bad television.
No,
but it's when the highs are so high, the average lows come across as really low.
Yeah.
I think the worst thing a show can do is be dull.
And
the best thing a show can do is be amazing. The sort of average thing a show can do is be terrible. The worst thing it can do is be boring.
Certainly, towards the end of season 7 of book.
Yeah.
Well, I just checked out.
Well, it's sort of like mid-series 6, and then most of series 7 is dull.
I've never finished season 7 because I just got bored.
My girlfriend never ever watched series 7. She watched the last episode. So last year, I sat her down and we watched series 7 in a go. And she was like, I'm glad I watched it now, but...
I have no intention of revisiting this.
Yeah.
Just go watch season 2 again. Just go watch it. Just
pick
go
up
watch
series 7, watch like the first 5 episodes, then skip to the storyteller, and then watch the last 2.
Just go.
Watch the last 3 because Nathan Fillion's in the last 3 as Caleb.
Just go back to season 2 and watch the episode with the swimmers turning into fish people again. That's all you need. That's all you need.
You may jest, but series 2 is the best.
Series 2 is really good.
Series 2 is its best season.
It's really good.
Open the series with here's the big bad guy from that was set up at the end of last series, the anointed one, this child prodigy. What could they possibly? Oh, he's been killed off by these 2 punks who just show up and kill him. Who are now the villains. Wait, mid-season they're gone. Oh, well, who's the bad guy now? Wait, the character you really like has become evil. Oh shit, they're the villain.
Sexy
oh
vampire.
Shit, we're bringing the punks back as well. Oh my god, this is great. And then it ends on a cliffhanger, and it's fucking amazing. Buffy, if you've never watched it, you've picked the worst time because it's just been taken off of Netflix. Annoyingly,
I think it's still on Amazon. Amazon!
Seek it out. If you've never watched Buffy the Vampire Slayer, do yourself a favour. Watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
You can probably get the whole series for like £50 at the moment.
It is the grandfather and the father and the cool skateboarding teen child of every modern fantasy and adventure series.
Just be careful if you're going to watch it, because there is a HD version. I'm doing the air quotes.
Yeah, avoid that. Yeah.
Because
do them near the mic, like ASMR.
The HD.
Air quotes.
Sorry,
here we go.
air quotes. HD.
There it is.
Which is not HD. It's just they went back to the original masters.
Letterbox.
And they've not
they 16.9'd it.
They've gone back out because a lot of it was filmed in 16.9, but 4:3.
Yeah.
So you go back to the original masters, and you can see stuff on the edge of the frame like sound booms that was never supposed to be in the original shot, because although they shot it on 16.9, it was then cropped to 4:3 for TV. So you go back and make it 16.9, and there's stuff in the frame that shouldn't be there.
Joss Whedon, before he left Twitter, made a very public spectacle of it, and he said, like, "Hi Fox, you are not showing the version of my show that we made for human consumption.
Yeah,
sort it out." And it's
like,
just... Ooh.
I don't know if that... I know Fox are
that's why there's not been a Blu-ray release yet.
Yeah, so it's not been released.
Because I think Fox were intending to release that version on Blu-ray.
So I think
and enough people went, have you even watched what you are editing? Yeah. You morons.
Yeah. So that's bad.
Yeah. So you get Buffy on DVD. The complete box set alone is like...
I think it's like 50-45 quid on Amazon at the moment.
If that. I mean, in deals it comes down even more.
Yeah.
And then get Angel, because Angel's pretty damn solid as well.
I would argue by the time they had both ended, Angel was the superior show. But that's a discussion.
Well, it was adult.
That's a discussion for another day. But back to what we were originally talking about. Yes, I'm sort of enjoying Preacher. I'm enjoying Preacher enough to not give up on it, but I'm also getting endlessly frustrated by the fact that it doesn't seem to be going anywhere. It's not.
Sounds like The Walking Dead.
I said that nothing happened, and it's an AMC show as well.
Well, there you go.
And I said I keep saying that nothing happens. It's not that nothing happens. It's that things happen that don't seem to have any connection to the other things that are happening. But it's clearly working towards something. But there's no sense as to what it's working towards. It's all very disjointed. It's a bit confusing. Even as someone who knows the characters... I'm doing the air quotes
again.
But I don't really know the characters because they've changed with the backstories and settings so much that they're not really the same characters, even though they're called the same thing. Particularly two of the main characters, which is really weird. But there's something about the tone of it and the setting of it which is really interesting and greasy in a good way. It's got a deep south grease to it that I quite like.
What we need is someone like yourself to make the sacrifice. Watch it all, and then tell the rest of us what's actually worth tuning into.
Well, Game of Thrones is finished, so I've not got anything else left to watch on Monday nights now.
It's like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Like, I started that when it got a UK broadcast and went, I'm glad that 3 episodes in, I was like, I'm glad the show exists. It's not for me. And I stopped watching.
I finished season 2. I really liked the end of season 2.
I do need to watch some season 2, but I remember you saying to me, like, watch series 1 from this episode onwards.
From episode 17
yeah,
onwards.
which was the
Yes Men.
Lorelai,
It's the one with Lorelai and
Sif.
Yeah.
And Yes Men. And I watched it from that. That was great. I remember the one after it being
the next episode.
And then after that is when the Hydra reveal kicks in.
Yeah.
And that was interesting. And I'm glad you did that for me, because I was like,
that was
cool,
interesting television.
That was one night of me just putting Yes Men on while I was cooking on my laptop on Amazon Prime. And then after I'd finished eating, 3-4 hours later, I'm still sat there at the kitchen table watching the rest of it.
I think season 2 might be on Amazon Prime now, and season 2 is probably worth watching in its entirety.
So let's set a task here. I'm going to watch the first, say, like 3 episodes of Preacher next week.
Just watch all 5.
We'll come back. We'll regroup.
No,
we'll get stronger.
Watch up to date, because episode 6 will be on Monday night, so watch them all, then we can talk about it properly.
Okay.
Yeah, that's 6 episodes.
Okay.
You can do that in a week.
Okay.
Well, you can do that in, what?
A day. An afternoon.
Assuming we record this the same time next week, then yeah, you've got a week.
Fair dues. So I'll report back and I will let you know if it works as a show on its own without the context.
Yeah, we'll pick up on Preacher, and we'll have some more things to talk about next week.
Indeedy do by Jingy Jobs.
Yes, I hope you've enjoyed the show. Because we're going to make more of them, so you've got no choice.
Ha ha! You poor bastards. Thanks for joining us for an inaugural / pretty inconsistent episode.
We're working it out. We're working the format. We'll massage the format.
Big Damn Cast. If you want to keep up to date with it, then if you're listening to this on YouTube, keep subscribed to this YouTube channel. They're here, Official CDJ. Or head over to SoundCloud, Official CDJ. This is the home of it for the moment. And also, don't forget Big Damn Stream, roughly every Saturday with occasional streams here and there on Twitch, Official CDJ. Also, links are in the description of wherever the hell you're watching or listening to this.
Wait, roughly every Saturday or every Saturday roughly?
Oh.
Hey!
Both. See, we're getting back to the Big Damn opening thing.
Yeah.
Gaping. We're gaping and ready to accept more. We'll see you all very soon. But in the meantime, we need like an out, don't we? In the meantime,
peace out.
Don't eat the black ones.
Don't watch AMC shows.
If it's got green bits, trim them off. We'll end with a piece of advice. If it's got green bits, trim them off and eat around them. It's probably still good.
Microwave your sponges.
That's what?